Ahoy, fellow skyshippers.
And welcome aboard the Joy of Trek, a temporal podcast exploring the fire fruit and air balloons of Star Trek, all of it. I'm Cocky.
I'm Kay.
And asking Cocky and Kay to stop shaking my planet is your chief engineer, Greg.
Together, we're on a mission through the observatories of Star Trek to find the doubts in every astronomer and the excellence in every episode.
Even the lakeside supporters, and I'll shake whatever I want, Greg.
Because every episode must be someone's favorite, and it might as well be ours.
So procreate with holograms and join us as we join Voyager among the stars in the Joy of Trek.
Hello and welcome, dear listeners.
I always enjoy the scripts, and I always get caught by surprise by how intricate and wonderful and stupid the scripts are every time. Well done, Chief. Welcome to the Joy of Trek, everyone. Thank you for climbing aboard through our port and finding us not quite as motionless as some astronauts do, because this week what are we discussing this week? Can you guess?
We are doing Voyager Season 6, Episode 12, Blink of an Eye.
In which
Voyager hangs around for a bit.
Okay, that one was... Okay, yeah. You've fallen into a pattern where you're sort of trying to get out of this as quick as possible, like someone who is trying not to be very good at a chore so that mom will stop asking him to do it. But joke's on you, I'm into that shit. Chief, what happened in Blink of an Eye?
Over time and generations, a world tries to uncover the mystery of a strange object in the sky.
Thank you very much. This was another one of those that a late season Voyager episode that I don't have strong memories of.
All right, I do recall this being an episode of Voyager that I've seen before, so it must have just random popped into my thing. I didn't remember much of it other than the premise, but...
Oh, how could we forget Daniel Day Kim? He's so gorgeous.
Yes.
So I think I remembered the premise more than the actual episode, because I've talked about this before, but I seem to have missed some episodes in the latter seasons in the original run. The university days, they got busy and was watching a lot of shows at the time. So when they come up in rewatches, they have to compete with a lot more 40-year-old memories.
Oh, very good point. Yes,
20-year-old Kaki had room for at the time.
So, yes, let's see. What do we do normally around this time?
We talk about what people said about this episode.
Right.
I'm very curious because it first aired on January 19th, 2000, with a story by Michael Taylor, teleplay by Joe Menosky, and directed by, Gabrielle Beaumont. Gabrielle Beaumont is, I'm not entirely sure, the first female director on Star Trek.
Oh, yes.
Born in Buckinghamshire, she made her career on basically all the shows of the 70s and 80s, MASH, Cagney and Lacey. So she was a veteran. She's done a whole bunch of truly excellent episodes of Star Trek too. Booby Trap, Face of the Enemy. I think In the Pale Moonlight on DS9 was her.
Okay, so
it was her as well.
Well-known Star Trek producer.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, yeah. Excellent.
And that should have covered the amount of time that you needed to look up. Yeah, thank you.
I was scrolling through our... we have a little document that we use for all the show notes and stuff like that, and I was trying to find the right passage with the...
Yeah, called the script, which we work on together. We do our homework on this show.
Oh, yes. So, well and truly far out of our comfort zone, because The Guardian recommended it as one of 6 to watch Star Trek episode of all of the franchise up to that time. Vox rated it as one of the top 25 essential episodes of all of Star Trek. And as of 2025, Blink of an Eye ranks first place as the most user-related Voyager episode on IMDb with a weighted score of 9 out of 10.
Whoa!
So it's the highest-rated Voyager episode on IMDb.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was highlighted by Bustle.com for being a Star Trek episode that did not have a villain in the traditional sense, rather explored the impact of technological influence between two cultures.
Interesting.
So, yes. That is a very good point. There is no real bad guy here.
No. The conflict is abstracted, but there is peril and there is potential conflict.
Oh, absolutely.
There are character influence on one another because it's really phenomenal. With a great guest cast as well, including Daniel Day Kim.
He looked familiar, yeah.
Have you seen Lost?
Yes.
He was
first two or three seasons. I think I can't remember what it was. I think.
He was Jin-Soo Kwon. There was a Korean couple on show. He didn't speak English, and his wife pretended not to speak English. There was all sorts of like shenanigans and crime family and romance going on with him.
Nice.
He was also in Angel, I think, as a lawyer for
Okay.
Wolfram and Hart. He was on Enterprise as well as Corporal Chang. And he's just I think he was just a little too old in his career to become a Cylon, because he was very much like a
Yes.
Vancouver, North America
Right, yeah.
kind of
Got that vibe of him, yes.
Yeah. You kept seeing him coming back in, all the shows that I like eventually have Daniel Day Kim on them.
Very good point, yes. So, who recommended it to us?
Blink of an Eye, Star Trek Voyager, Season 6, Episode 12, was recommended by Sandy Cleary. Oh, awesome. Sandy is a friend of myself and Chief Engineer Greg, our mutual triangle, as she is known. Yes, she's phenomenal. We've been...
Oft mentioned, never heard before, so I'm quite interested to hear what she has to say.
Okay, before we get into that, she's actually delivered we always ask for a pronunciation guide on unfamiliar names.
Right.
And pronouns. And so Sandy Cleary is pronounced like sand, something that is coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere.
I think we're crossing our franchises here.
And clear, something that is not like that, but is perhaps soft and smooth, with an E at the end of both words, because I am rated E for air. Who said, I've always loved Blink of an Eye. I like stories about history and stories that feel epic by having some mechanism to take the reader from the present to the past, or by exposing them to a sense of scale that really captures the grand sweep of human history. The where we've come from tells us why we wanted to come from there narrative. Walter Miller's Canticle for Leibowitz, say, or the Babylon 5 episode, The Deconstruction of Falling Stars, that, in my opinion, transparently draws from it. In that same way, Blink of an Eye is the Voyager writers having fun with the main deflector to remodulate Robert Forward's 1980 novel Dragon's Egg. Oh, wow, this recommendation is fantastic.
Wow, yeah.
Do you know this novel?
I might have read it.
Also about a planet in accelerated time.
Name sounds familiar. I did read a lot of 1980 sci-fi, but...
Yeah, that was sort of your thing.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But here...
I read it back in the 80s.
Yes, we are also operating a little bit on different timescales. But here, I love how the framing device captures both the scale of the capital P progress and the desire to explore and understand the universe, the kind of optimism that, on its best days, Trek has always been good at embodying. And I love seeing the evolution from making offerings to this strange new apparition to making efforts to communicate to the inevitable first contact. It is a story about well-intentioned people trying to make the best sense they can of a vast and mysterious universe without real antagonists, where even the figures who would normally be antagonists, like the Hawks in the military, are clearly acting in good faith. In this, it reminds me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which also inspired my current journey. I think you could draw a direct link between Blink of an Eye and me changing my degree from linguistics to anthropology, and probably to the kind of approach I've taken whenever I need to write fantasy. Also, it's a great Picardo vehicle. Picardo's EMH, like Data from TNG, was theoretically on a journey to become more human. The difference is that the EMH was always finding new experiences and loving the hell out of them, rather than clinically tilting his head and going, well, that happened.
Yeah.
He has the same breathless excitement here as he did in, say, Message in a Bottle, for mostly the same reasons, with the same mix of passion and humor that, I think, really makes him work as a character. Both Picardo as an actor and the EMH as a character are in absolutely top form. Finally, I'm a sucker for the extremely cheap trick of old people knowing that their lifelong goal has been accomplished. Daniel Day Kim getting to watch the Voyager's departure makes me choke up every time. Yeah, me too, Sandy. Oh, thank you very much for that. Oh, I am actually choking up a little bit thinking about it now. And what a wonderful recommendation. And a reference there to an earlier episode, let me see, that we haven't yet done. Message in a Bottle. An excellent Voyager episode that...
Yes, I don't think we've done that.
Actually, I don't know which episode that I know a few that could be candidates, but it's falling into the same temporal vortex as the rest of Voyager.
No.
All right, I think we should probably dive into the episode. Or wait. Do you have any warp cores to dump? Any egregious issues that we need to place in context before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, just some plasma vents.
All right.
At the
picks to knit.
Yeah, so at the opening scene is like, okay, so this planet is revolving at about 60 revolutions per minute, I believe, is what
yeah.
says.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I was almost afraid there for a moment that I accidentally said 2 Vicks, but so I was
wishful thinking there, bro.
So that means, like, presuming that the planet is roughly Earth-sized, the surface of the planet is moving at over 10% of the speed of light.
Not within its frame of reference.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you get. I know what you're talking about, because it's a planet that seems to be spinning very fast, but actually isn't. So from the outside, you'd expect more.
Okay, but then now something else happens.
Okay.
So
yeah,
how does this work? Because the starlight is shining in, so that must also be accelerated.
Okay, press the warp button, because there's one shot of the planet that starts at the episode, and then we can spend 10 minutes talking about that.
Okay, here you go.
All right, so Voyager approaches this planet, sort of, that looks elongated. It's got dimples at the top, presumably at the bottom.
It's got a massive equatorial bulge, essentially.
Thanks. I floss.
That's what it's called.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Ooh, woo. And let me see.
And flossing as well, I guess it is, you could call wearing a string flossing. You know. Anyway.
So...
It's one planet that never showed up on the multiple choice exam. Its gravimetric readings are similar to that of a collapsed dwarf star. It also resembles a quasar in that it has a high rate of rotation, approximately 58 revolutions per minute.
That's pulsar, not quasar, but fine. Okay, so we learn that because it has a tachyon core, a unique phenomenon, it generates a field that means time passes more quickly in the vicinity of the planet than outside the rest of the galaxy. So it has its own frame of reference. Mm-hmm. It's shearing its way into the future compared to the rest of the universe.
Sure.
But the rest of the universe apparently can still interact with it. Photons can arrive, bounce off, and return.
Yes. Okay. Still going. Still with you.
Okay. So from the planet, the universe must seem extremely dim and very red.
Yes.
Because only the frequency with photons are emitted by stars.
Yeah, it's a massive redshift. Also, if the planet is rotating in its own frame of reference, and therefore the time it to itself it's spinning slowly, there shouldn't be an equatorial bulge. At least no more than any other planet has.
So we also learned that the farther away you get from the planet, like eventually there seems to be a transition. So rather than a gradual fading,
I mean, it is kind of like with light speed, you get like the closer you get to light speed, the more time dilation you get. But you don't really start noticing until you get to the mid-90s. And that's what we see here, because the probe that the Voyager sends out into a lower orbit, it runs out after about 200 years of operation, local time for itself, when it's only been a day or so on Voyager.
So, okay, lots of nerds did the math.
Yeah.
58 rotations per minute, assuming that the rotation speed is normally 1 day per rotation. Well, why you would assume that, who knows? But they've extrapolated from other numbers, and the numbers sort of work.
My math comes out to about 236 years per day on Voyager.
That sounds right. Yeah, that's in the scale that I saw as well on IMDb, and it's fairly consistent within the episode when they talk about these comparisons. So
we never know how much time elapses between shots on board Voyager.
44 days.
Okay,
according to the math, based on all the other numbers work.
Right.
So anytime that there are two numbers in comparison, Voyager's frame of reference and the planet's frame of reference, they always have the same proportion.
Right. So we're talking about 6,000-7,000 years.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
But so what would you see? Well, photons that arrive get reflected back.
Yeah.
But the speed at which the object they get flung out at a higher speed. No, wait. They slow down
because
eventually.
They slow back down again, yeah. But you do see in the communications that there's a time dilation.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't just change your frequency. It also should change the frequency, but I don't know. What happens to a radio signal when you accelerate it? When you cram down the frequency by 237 times?
You know what you sound like when you breathe helium?
That's not because of...
Okay, fine. Okay, we can skip that whole one.
As you pointed out,
Yeah.
that's because the harmonic frequencies of your larynx are different.
Very good. Very good. A rare callback to an earlier episode, by the way. Good luck finding out where we talk about like how helium works, but you don't get that this time. So what I'm thinking for the equatorial uwu bulge is like there are different gravity and time interact with all these particles that form the atmosphere, and we don't. And gravity and time also interact with each other in ways that I definitely don't understand, and I don't know whether scientists agree on how they interact. But so, like, I think that there are stable places where an atmospheric atom can exist and unstable places.
Okay.
And whatever shape this field has, it has a gravitational field, a tachyon field, and probably also a magnetosphere or whatever.
I say we just borrow from another franchise and say spacey, wacy, timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey. Yes, Naomi Wildman, you missed out on a great title. Because yes, they think it's... Hey, Voyager thinks it's curious too. Shall we take a closer look?
Yes, let's.
That's what we're here for.
Tom, put us in a high orbit.
Aye.
And off they go, and oh no, warp drive is offline. What the back us off? No, we can't. Oh, the shields are being affected. Flashy. We get stuck, and we're off Voyager.
Yes, we now see we're talking plank. What's the hut made out of? Oh, wait, I can't.
This house is made of sticks. That house is made of reeds. They look like woven roofs.
But they've already invented flat roofs. Oh, stop that. It's a nice little background sound. True.
The ethnic pan flutes that are on all the shows. Oh, we're doing ethnic now.
I mean, some of them have, standard peaked reed roofs, but the one thing has a flat roof. But yes, offerings are being made to one of these.
Not all of us are currently moving house and really up to date, therefore, on what different roof shapes are like.
Yes, this might actually be the last episode we record in this place. It might be that next week everything is...
Hey!
So we shall see. Like if our sound quality suddenly drops, you know what's to blame for that.
Changes. We don't necessarily. It might be excellent.
It might be. We don't know yet. It might also not. Maybe next week is the other one we do a story recording. So yeah, I can probably.
And who knows where they
quite comfortably say that this is probably the last regular episode that we'll be recording at this location. So.
All right, we'll find out. Hey, so there's this beautiful valley, and someone has made their home. And
only a model.
It's a painting even, and there's torches. So it looks like a town, like it has structural lighting.
A little village, yeah.
And overlooking that is this sort of promontory with a handy stone table.
Yeah, very sturdy because it's still there 6,000 years later.
Yeah,
it's like there's no geological wear or.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Never dislodged by an earthquake.
No, the earthquakes that haven't happened yet. Yeah. And there's a person, 20s, darker skinned, a little darker than mine, wearing fantastic stuff in his hair, with interesting forehead and painting. He's got all sort of... He seems to have sort of silver wrapped in his hair.
Something like that. I was wondering if it was. It looked more like stonish to me. He's making an offering of what looks like various bits of dragon fruit, a stalk of either fennel or... celery,
pak choi, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, they might have been doing the Farscape.
Go to the Asian supermarket and
pick anything that isn't frozen and that your mom didn't cook for you, and then send a Caucasian runner to do that. And then, and lastly, very relevantly, this succulent red plump fruit. It looks
fire
like.
Fruit, as we learn later that it's called.
Oh, what do you think it tastes like?
Oh, well, maybe.
And they call it fire fruit, so...
Yeah, so it's probably,
paprika?
Yeah, maybe just like capsicum or, very spicy...
Oh, they're spicy fruits.
Ooh. Oh, no.
I mean, we know peppers, the whole pepper
those
family.
Are peppers, so those are fruits.
Peppers are fruits, yeah, actually, yeah.
So...
And he looks up.
And a new star appears.
And the ground shakes.
Yeah, it's not a word being said in this entire... pre-credit sequence.
Yeah, and for a second I was wondering, are they non-verbal?
Oh, interesting.
Because, we don't know what came first, fire or words.
Oh, good point. Ooh. Was that recently that I heard something that like one of the reasons that language... No, it was something like this. Like, yes, fire was there before words, so there was a time that you had to grunt and gesture to indicate how you wanted your steak cooked.
All right. Now is how I want it. Now.
Well, I mean, like, that's how maybe that's how language developed. It's like, no, not cook less.
Yes. I mean, well, so that's how for deaf and mixed deaf and hearing families, that's how home sign sort of evolved.
Right.
Right? What sign languages evolved from? They evolved from, families with kids where parents and kids need to communicate. And if one of them can hear and the other one can't, then they still need to sort of construct some kind of meaning, because do not put that in your mouth. What did I tell you? Take it out right now.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
So that suggests that the very first, human communication was, if you do not shut up, I swear to God, I will turn this trailer or this donkey around right now. I will lose my mind.
It's probably more like, I want to talk to the chef.
As a child-free person, you have a different sort of set of priorities, and your Maslow hierarchy of needs is different.
Fair.
So the person who's making the offering has brought someone else along who's also looking up at the sky like, Well,
it's the brightest star in the sky now, so clearly...
Even brighter. What could he want?
Clearly a new god has arrived. Because apparently in the belief system of the people at this time, all the stars are deities.
Yes, and they're brothers, so they're gendered, and they're trying to figure out together, they're doing a real CSI sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay, the order of operations. Well,
you are making an offering to Taha. I placed the fire fruit on his altar. Then the ground shook.
And the other one concludes that because the fire fruit has fallen off the altar, that the new one doesn't want that offering made to Tahal, who is apparently one of the big guys up until now.
Yeah, and as, motivational inferences go, fits the evidence. Maybe draws a bit too quick of a conclusion
because
there.
Now the fire fruit is only for the new one and no more for the people. So nobody can eat the fire fruit anymore. I guess he just doesn't like spicy food.
I think he has an agenda here. And the other one goes, oh, you say that every time something happens with the fire fruit. Your mom just cooks too many. You don't have to put that many in the space goulash.
I know that for a fact. I have to cut down on my the way I spice the food here, because my other half is not quite so used to spicy food. I'm slowly building him up a tolerance, and he's admirably shouldering his way through the...
Well done.
He's occasionally he'll be sitting there on the couch eating dinner, and he'll be literally have sweat on his forehead. And
no.
Are you all right? Are you all right, honey? He's like, I'm fine. I'm like, and I'm just like, yeah, I only put about half in what I put it in for if I just was just cooking for myself.
Well, are you also learning different ways to season your food? Because there is spice, but there are many other flavors.
Have you seen my spice cabinet?
Yeah. Well, I was reminded. I saw an excellent film called Green Book with Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen, and one of the characters asks the other one while they're having a roadside meal, "How's the food?" And he goes, "Salty." Yeah, that's your review. Yeah, it's just salty. I mean, anyone can add salt to a meal. The trick is to make it taste good with the other flavors.
Yes, of course.
And so if you don't have capsaicin or make your mouth on fire, do you expand your other repertoire?
I guess. I mean, I've always been quite about, getting the right seasoning, and I like, one gets a little bit of experience for it, and going, maybe a little bit of this or a little bit of that. What was a recipe I made the other day, and I was just thinking yes, it was a paprika-based pasta sauce rather than a tomato-based pasta sauce.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And the recipe was kind of bland, and I was like, I can use a little bit of cumin, and that really lifts it up.
A missing note.
Yeah, exactly. So, back on Voyager.
Yeah.
We are in a synchronous orbit 57,000 kilometers above the planet's equator.
And Tom doesn't want to take credit for it.
Now let's see. You're patting the wrong guy on the back.
Because he just got locked in. There's some kind of force locking us in.
And I like these the graphics that we see here, because Astrometrics has a little diagram. And it kind of shows how the tachyon fields are interacting. And it kind of makes it look like a Lagrange point where things are in balance.
Yeah, interesting. Because
Voyager seems to have become the planet's third pole.
Yeah.
Says the captain, who was called away from the bridge to look at this.
Yes. Well, the ship's not going anywhere, so she might as well come.
7 keeps doing this. How many times has this happened in Voyager?
Please report to Astrometrics.
And yeah, it's a great set, but can't you send this to the screen?
I know, right?
Right?
Also, third pole, that's not how poles work.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So what you had was an axial system, and now you have a three-body
two. I mean,
interaction.
it's basically like, I mean, it looks like it would look if you put two magnets close together without touching and then mapped out the field lines, except one of them would be upside down. I don't know. It's
a second pole pair for this system.
Right, exactly.
They're trying to learn more about this planet because
the imbalance is affecting the outer crust.
And Chakotay wants to know if anyone's there because he's an anthropologist.
Oh yes, yeah, he gets a super big anthroboner for that one.
Anthroboner is a great word. This is where they learn that the tachyon core has created the space-time differential, and what they're watching on the screen...
We're watching the seasons change in a matter of seconds.
For each second that passes on Voyager, nearly a day goes by on the planet.
Yeah, so you're still going to have to wait about like a minute or two for a season to pass.
Yes, it does seem to be going awfully fast.
Yes.
This thawing on here. That's a 5-second thaw. I haven't seen those happen.
No. Well, 5 days. Yeah, I've seen land go from white to green in 5 days.
Oh, whoa. Where was that?
Mostly around here.
Oh. Yeah, but that's only because we have sort of hesitant snow that doesn't really do its best anymore.
You don't know what they're looking at.
Oh, that's true.
Speaking as someone who lived in Colorado for a long period of time, no, this is something you would see in Colorado all the time. You would see in one single week, we had a snowstorm that added 3 inches of snow onto the ground. It melted immediately, and then there was a tornado that touched down, all within the same town, basically. So no. I'm hearing this complaint. I'm just like, nah. Live in Colorado, where massive amounts of sun, 300 days of sun a year, and a lot of snow that you can get throughout the year. No, this is right on cue for us.
But so here comes the peril. We have to get out of here because...
If our orbit starts to decay, Voyager will begin to feel the effects of the differential, and will begin aging hundreds of times faster than we would in normal space.
Yeah.
And it's no longer just about getting home to Earth, but getting home to Earth while all your descendants are still alive.
Good point, yes. And there's also a point made, I don't know if they do that here anywhere else, it might have adverse... it's like when the doctor's being prepped to beam down. It's like, there might be adverse effects of going through the transition.
Yeah. Because it's interesting. It's a transition and not a sort of gradual,
There's a little bit, because you notice that during the spaceship flying up towards Voyager, you notice that at one point they're fine, and then communication starts to break down, and then they just hit a warble. But only after they've been on Voyager that they do for a bit is when they actually go through the transition, because they're still in their own frame. So there's a little bit of lag there.
Right. The sort of transition seems to be based on time away from the time frame rather than absolute distance. Otherwise, you'd expect it to be proportional as they got higher. Chakotay goes to see B'Elanna to see how the warp drive's doing. He's like, yeah, the warp drive is okay, but the nacelles are in trouble. Until we get away from here, we won't be able to use the nacelles. And, well, without the nacelles, we're not getting out of here.
Yeah, we're not getting power to the warp drive.
It does pose a bit of a problem, doesn't it?
She's being awfully relaxed about it and kind of coy.
She's chilled down a bit over time.
I like this version of B'Elanna.
She's not the angry B'Elanna that she was in the beginning.
No, she's realized that she can sex destroy everyone, and that's kind of her attitude here. Now she's sort of, I can sort of flirt at everyone and get my aggression out that way. I'm just going to dominate them with vibes.
So yes, she does make a very good comment that I rather liked.
Watch them discover new and better ways of beating each other over the head.
And he goes, well, we don't necessarily have to follow the Klingon model.
As opposed to the human model?
Yeah, because that's so much better.
Because he's proposed...
Maybe the key is to learn more about this planet, in case we're missing something.
And she knows him from way back in the day. Mm-hmm. So she recognizes,
Dots. Why do I get the feeling you're not just interested in tachyon fields?
Yeah, because it could be
it's anthropology, man. What's more interesting than anthropology? If you can't have who's interested in tachyons, if you can have anthropology, is what I mean to be said.
Oh, okay. I can sort of relate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people are very interesting.
Yes. Back on the planet, we see Moses coming down from the mountain with the 10 commandments.
Sick History of the World Part 1 reference there,
Yes.
bro. That is Olaf Pooley, the cleric, who held the distinction of being the oldest living actor who'd played a Star Trek role until his death in 2015.
Okay.
He was also for several years married to the director, Gabrielle
Oh,
Omoud,
right. Yes,
back in the 80s.
He is apparently a scribe because he's got this little wooden suitcase with his tools, and he wanders up onto the very same place that the previous scene was. But now, instead of a little flat-roofed building over here, the attached buildings are kind of still there, but there's now a keep-type thing, and in the distance you can see a late medieval-style castle, I guess.
Lots of stonework, maybe even brickwork, hard to tell from this distance. So there's a different little piggy in charge.
Yes, there's a protector.
Who wants...
more heat.
The heat is on.
At first, I thought they got the same actor who played the one who's making the offering.
Right. I don't think so, no.
And I thought, no, they're not. But I was reminded of Children of Time, the excellent and well-awarded book by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which also follows multiple generations of a civilization, in that case of intelligent spiders.
Oh, yes. I remember you telling me about that.
So as the book goes on, there are multiple chapters in different stages of development of these spiders, and of course different generations and different individuals. It uses this great device where it uses the same names for the same type of character in every one of these scenes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the protagonist at first is Portia, and she's the one who is creative, and then there's I forget her name, Persephone or something, and she's the one who's cautious. So in every generation, like you have these interactions between these spiders, and then new ones get added as the civilization evolves.
Interesting. So it's kind of like you're reading about the same
archetype.
Right. Very good point. Yes. Oh.
And so it's an interesting interaction between this protector who's stately and he has these sort of vestments versus the cleric who's this doddering old chap.
Who apparently was a tutor for the Protector, and the Protector is now going to send a letter to the Lightbringer, the Ground Shaker.
And it's the cleric who's sort of chuckling at that.
You've been more attentive to my lessons when you were a boy. You would not be so gullible as a man.
And he does a quick test, does the Protector, when he offers him a fire fruit.
It's bad fortune to eat the fire fruit.
Yeah, who's being superstitious now, bitch?
Yeah, it's an interesting scene because I don't fully know whose side I'm on, right? There's an antagonism between them, and I keep sort of flipping back and forth between, who's the actual voice of reason?
I mean, in a way, they both are. This is like, you could see this as scientific discourse, you know?
Yeah, actually, that's right. You have sort of opposing, or anyway, not agreeing viewpoints.
Right. So, like, I mean, each is posing theories at the other, and they're shooting at each other. And like, if you say that, then this, and it makes sense.
So the Protector has the theory
that this star is indeed responsible for knocking down our walls and making us stumble as we walk.
Which apparently was something that happened
to him, yes, like he's remembered a little embarrassing episode.
In front of several important people, says the cleric.
Well, I did nothing of the sort.
Well, my hearing is not as good as it used to be, nor my memory either.
Good save.
Yeah.
Let's do some writing. Because he's decided, the Protector, that every star, they're not gods, they're cities, just like mine.
Yeah.
And they must have protectors, and so one protector to another.
I'm going to write them a letter and tell them to knock it off. Like, hey, I demand you stop shaking our cities.
Demand?
Would hope?
Better, much better.
And I love this application of the what we know as the scientific method. Lots of cultures have different names for the sort of process that you extrapolate from the evidence that you have. You draw a conclusion that seems as simple as possible. That's less complicated and assumes less than others. And you try it. And then you see what happens.
And that's what he does. Letter gets written, like, please, could you, like, the cleric, well, let's call him that, scribe, I'd say.
A cleric is how he's credited.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's like you suggest, like maybe you don't want to go with demand. So like, okay, in that case, I say request, and can you guys be nice and stop it? And if there's anything that you need me to help you compensate for, then I'll offer recompense if it costs you anything to do that. So
recompense.
There we go. Which he writes in English.
Yes, I noticed that.
One of the very rare occurrences of a non-human person writing in English on Star Trek.
The letter gets attached to a little hot air balloon, which looks way too heavy.
Heavy and we don't know.
It looks like it's made from hides and thick ropes and stuff like that. And also the fire stays on the ground and it doesn't go up with the balloon. So, anyway.
Don't you have balloon types that are like that you sort of pre-charge with hot air? No,
that's only the helium balloons. That the helium and hydrogen balloons are the ones that you can...
I'm thinking about lanterns as well, like all sort of balloon type.
But even those, you have to keep the fire burning, otherwise they cool down way too fast. I mean, you get it off the ground, but it wouldn't stay up for long. Anyway, that's not even worth a plasma event, which would have actually kept the balloon flying.
And when we come back from the commercial, we see a similar probe, only this one comes from Voyager. I love the visual harmony between
yes,
these people sending up their probe and Voyager doing the same. And they're noticing, oh, wow, there's...
combustion technology, roads.
They've developed internal combustion technology since the last few scans. Look at those radial lines. It looks like a system of roads.
Because they've apparently already moved on from the medieval type civilization that we viewed. But there's a lot more iron in all of these things. And
if you lived on a planet that wouldn't stop shaking, you might be doing the same thing.
It makes sense. Reinforce your buildings. Iron's flexible if you do it right. If you build it right.
That's the big benefit, isn't it?
I mean, stone is going to be, you can build like much more resilient structures out of metal.
I mean, other cultures have other solutions. I'm thinking of Japan and the use of very light wood and paper.
And also non-fixed fixings.
Non-fixed? What do you mean?
As in, like, a lot of those older buildings are kind of puzzled together rather than solidly affixed. So there's a little bit of flex in between the joints.
Right. In order to be able to tolerate the seismic activity and just easy to rebuild.
Also, yes.
Not very likely to kill you when it collapses on top of you.
Right. Is this the original temple building? Yes, it was built in 800 in the year 800 DC, I believe the phrase is. And
DC? That's an interesting... No, fun, yeah.
And then it was burnt down in the 1200s, but it was rebuilt completely, and then it burned down again in the 1700s, and we rebuilt it again. So yes, it's the original build.
Because the other ones all fell in the same swamp. So it's my grandfather's axe for definite.
Yes. The probe is decaying at this point. This is where we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
At its present altitude, it's been operating for over 200 years. Its orbit is becoming decayed.
So, blow it up.
Disintegrated the upper atmosphere, so it just looked like a shooting star. And now, I'm only now realizing it. I didn't even clock it when we were watching the episode. Every time we see this planet, it's the same location.
Yes.
So it's the same valley. And now
the keep has now been turned into an observatory, and the castle is now being turned into a hotel or something like the lines, or at least
something like that.
Yeah.
The valley is filled with various types of houses that seem to have constant lighting.
Electric lighting or something, yes. Or maybe they're being gaslit.
Okay, don't tell him. I think that the chief actually put a little badum-tish there, and I think he decided to do that before he heard me talking about it.
Yes. So there are, in the observatory, there are two people observatorying the Daystar, or in this case, Voyager, and they get to see with quite a large telescope.
I kind of like that these have been cast as almost Italian coded, right? Between the costumes and the dark hair that these men have.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So it's at once like very, very late 19th, very early 20th century technology, because they're doing stuff with radios and electricity.
Right, yeah. It looks the technology looks very Victorian. It's a bit...
All that polished brass.
Yeah, it's a bit Art Deco, I guess.
But at the same time, also a little bit of like Golden Age of Florence vibe, right? In their clothes. You could see...
Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci dressing like that. So a great sort of blending of those traditions. Because one of them is looking through his telescope at this...
Yeah, and I had to laugh when I saw that, because it looks like he's like nicked Spock's little teleprompter from the old Star Trek, but it's basically bolted on with a flat piece of metal to the rest of the telescope. And
he's looking into a hinge.
Exactly, yes.
He's got this scope. That's a phenomenal piece of equipment if it works like that.
Yeah.
But it's not just that they're looking at it.
Any response to our transmission?
Nothing.
And what they're doing is they're sending a sequence, their mathematical sequence of prime numbers is what they're sending, and then followed by other concepts.
Elemental constants.
Yes.
Which one presumes are atomic numbers.
Something like that, yeah. It's very similar to, I think, what's on the Golden Record and other transmissions that have been made.
Oh, yeah, the one that was sent out with Voyager.
Yeah, well, although that contains a lot of other stuff as well.
Yes.
As well as instructions on how to play it.
It includes, frustratingly, an extra page that was added during the... So it went into Congress for approval and came out of Congress with an extra page, which was the names of all the sitting Congress people.
Right, yes.
Have been wasted and engraved in an act of hubris that disgusts me to this day. And they should be ashamed to have their names out in space instead of actually useful people. So, once again, there's a bit of skepticism between these two figures. But also, they're both still driven by the same kind of curiosity. Whoa! Which is a pattern that happens over and over. I'm realizing it's always a pair. They always have the same curiosity and a slight conflict between them.
But not a friendly conflict. You know, it's always like, okay, not even agree to disagree. More like, okay, we'll find out who's right.
They have an open debate, which is like different viewpoints on the same standard. One of them even says,
"I doubt everything."
And his companion asks,
"So you weren't one of those children that had the entire series of skyship friends?"
Actually, I had them all, even the duplicates.
So apparently in this culture, there is a pop culture TV series or whatever it is, which is called Skyship Friends. And okay, now, I think I might have a... I just had an idea. Let me write this down.
Okay, now I'm going to take it as well, because Skyship Friends is definitely both of us. We're going to have a little imagination about that.
So there must have been some sort of, pop culture TV series where there's little figurines for. It's like the Star Wars figures of that culture.
Like, are they? Yes. Are they people or are they archetypes, or even like, is it a Punch and Judy show?
I have no idea. Yeah, but apparently there are commercial figurines available of this,
and there's sort of other viewpoints as well. The other skeptic, I don't know how to describe these two guys. The tall guy, a vest. He's the vested kisser.
Right.
His grandfather wouldn't allow those toys in his house.
He told us that the skyship was a palace where an evil protector lived. He said that bad children were sent there to be punished.
Oh, so he's like St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
And his helper will come and put you in the big sack and take you back to the skyship.
And on holiday in Spain, I never understood.
What's so bad about this place?
Yeah. Because this is the story in the Netherlands, when your wintertime presents are brought by a different version of a beardy, jovial old person called St. Nicholas, and the bad ones, they get picked up, put in a sack, and taken back to his home in Madrid.
Yeah.
But there's no implication for what happens there. Like, there's no suggestion of child labor or anything. It just seems now you're in Madrid. Okay, working. All right, so paella, I guess, instead of hutspot.
I suppose.
I can deal with that.
One of them says, like, if they're up there, they don't like us very much because they make the ground shake. And the other one's, they probably could have destroyed us if they...
Yes. That's a conversation they have while the ground shakes, and both of them go, positions, and they grab the handrails that are on every wall.
Yeah.
Every home just has handrails to hold on to, and all the shelves are built to waist level, so nobody gets anything on their head.
It's the first species to develop the biological... No, what's it called again? Damn it.
Yeah, the biological inertial dampener.
Exactly, before inventing the unarmed deodorant.
Wow, a very confusing, sick but confusing reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Very good.
And our own increasing lore for a show that claims to be evergreen, and we do our best. Because, if they could do this, then they could have easily destroyed us. So they must not want to destroy us. So we should continue to converse with them.
Yeah, we should stop our mathematical sequence, and why don't you just talk to them? Why didn't you just
How could they possibly speak our language?
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, you happen to speak the exact same language, just pure coincidence. You were writing it. You were writing in English.
Sure.
400 of your years ago, you were already writing...
But that might just be a little liberty. I mean, way back from the time they get on the board the Voyager, they'll be the universal translator. But yes, essentially it's like, hi, nice to meet you, who are you, and please stop shaking our planet.
Yep. Which arrives with a very good pairing, 7 of 9 and Chakotay.
Yes.
They're both the right people to receive this.
Good thing that it happens just when they're working in astrometrics.
Yeah, because all they hear is a zip.
Yep.
Zip.
And hey, there's a transmission from the planet.
But
when it reached our time frame, the frequency would be thousands of times higher than normal.
Which...
So does every individual photon go through the transition?
Well, clearly not, because if it doesn't, then there wouldn't be... if it's clearly the signal doesn't get de-accelerated, so...
Yeah, okay, I'm looking at the wave-particle duality of light, right? And therefore EM as a whole, because it's a series of photons, but also a pattern of waves.
Yeah.
But so, if you imagine it as photons, you can imagine their order being changed somehow.
Okay, why would it? But
well, it doesn't, fortunately.
No. Okay. Anyway, spacey, wacy, timey-wimey.
Slow it down again, and they hear...
Good friends in the skyship. I call you that, hoping at least you're not enemies. There's nothing on our world that resembles your technology. So we assume you came here from a nearby planet or a distant star. Our ancient mythology describes your arrival centuries ago, coinciding with the tremors that continually shake our planet and destroy so many of our accomplishments.
So other than, I think, Chakotay 7, and definitely the Doctor, we don't get a lot of, character stuff from the Voyager characters.
No, nothing out of character very much, at least. There's a bit of a discussion about can we or can't we? And Tuvok is Prime Directive still applies, and Tom goes,
to hell with a Prime Directive. That man deserves an answer.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're getting, even though we only get a few interactions with the rest of the core crew, including B'Elanna, they're being very well defined. You could show this to someone as their only episode of Voyager that get it.
Right, and B'Elanna just looks at her watch. Well, it's been dead for about 100 years by now since we received this transmission. So.
And the captain is doing something very smart, and she's just listening to everyone.
So from which we can conclude that it's been about half a day between the moment that the transmission was captured and this meeting is being held.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this meeting itself is taking decades.
Oh, yeah.
Years. And it's a really interesting discussion where she's trying to weigh, okay, how does the Prime Directive apply here? Because they're pre-warp, but we've already made contact.
Essentially,
somehow.
Yes. We already know for a fact that we are influencing their culture. Because they know we're here, they've seen us, so clearly we've already, influenced them. I mean, there's a big leap from letting them, okay, we know that there are people out there to actively...
Yeah, and that's her conclusion. Having listened to Tom, who's very passionate, Chakotay, who's really curious, Tuvok, who's cautious, and B'Elanna, who, she doesn't really care, honestly.
Well, they've known for hundreds of years. Which means our presence has been tempered by time. We've gradually become part of their mythos.
Yeah, a dimension they're not used to thinking in.
No, very good point. So, could we send people there, an away team? Would they survive?
For one of you, perhaps. But not for me. My holomatrix would be unaffected.
And that changes the demeanor at the table. Okay, so it's an option. Because Chakotay thinks...
A first contact, face-to-face, might give us information we could use to leave orbit. That would stop the damage. It's worth the risk.
Because that's very convincing to the captain. Like, we shouldn't do this, but it's also for the benefit of the planet and for us. And so that sort of changed the dynamic. And it's now possible.
And I love how she just walks up to the doctor and says, like, okay, you're going, puts her hands on the table, leans real close into him, and you're not making contact. No opera houses.
No wives, plural, doctor. I know. Chakotay selects a location with Harry Kim. Everybody gets something to do here.
Oh, yes.
So is this Central Protectorate a good place to send the doctor?
Yeah, based on the transmissions.
Been looking at it. There's good eateries there.
And so the doctor has his mobile emitter, and B'Elanna's upgraded it with to be able to make some quick changes to him. If,
so it can do some modifications.
What if they're big purple blobs of protoplasm?
And you'll be the best-looking blob on the planet.
Yeah, I'm favoriting that, Reef, for our lemon-stealing whores on the Patreon. And I'm going to give you 2 seconds, says the captain. That'll be 2 days. Gather whatever data you can, seismic charts, whatever, and come on back. And he says...
See you soon.
I love the sort of modulation that he gives to that question. Because, soon? What does
Hopefully,
soon even mean?
But there's problem beaming him back.
Yes, because they count to 3. Oh my God, she's counted to 3.
She sets her piece and counted to 3. Oh, yes, what's the name of
Brother,
that
Where Art
movie?
Thou?
Yes, that's the one.
There
Very
we
sick
go.
reference.
And it doesn't quite work. And it doesn't quite work again. Oh no, we have to hurry up because...
Every second he's down there, he's in danger of being discovered.
Locking on again.
And nothing. Okay, and now we can't even find him.
Mm-hmm.
And Harry starts by, 100-kilometer radius, increasing to 1,000 kilometers. Oh, well, how are we even going to find him? And Chakotay has an idea. He calls 7.
Have you picked up any information regarding opera houses
Yeah.
or concert halls?
Because they know him.
Yeah, they know him. It's like, that's like a cultural center of the state runs around the shore of the Eastern Lake.
Got him.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where
well,
he is.
in that
Yeah.
case. Because I know, because interesting, like that's Chakotay knows, because like he's been like going to bed. This is kind of like for him, it's like he's watching it all the time. Then he has to go to sleep, and then like during the day, like suddenly there's 80 years further. There's like a fresh new podcast episode of your favorite podcast for him there to look at everything that's happened overnight.
Imagine that. The excitement he must feel, the excitement he feels is mirrored by that of the doctor who appears in these clothes, still wearing his mobile emitter, and he hugs the captain.
Because it has been years, over 3 years.
Yeah.
So that means about 20, no, hang on. So that would be 1.5, if it's over 200 years, 1.5% of a day is...
Okay, just to chime in here, since we don't exactly figure it out while they're talking about it, Memory Alpha does actually have this calculation done. So 1 day on the planet is slightly more than 1 second long, 1.03 seconds in normal time. So 3 years on the planet would only be about 18.9 minutes in normal time, which is about how long the doctor was gone for. So 100 years on the planet would pass every 10.45 hours. So since Voyager seems to have been in orbit for centuries of planetary time, it's likely that the episode takes place over a few days of time for the crew.
I love how this is presented, like, because it's been 3 years for the doctor. He's had to go through this. We never find out what it was like for him, but you see his elation at being back.
Yes.
And he said, at least I knew you hadn't left me behind.
All I had to do was look up and there you were, the brightest star in the sky.
That gave him the courage to sustain himself
Keep
through
going,
these years.
yes.
God, he'll need some counseling.
Let's see.
Wars have started.
Yes.
Which he's sort of laconic about.
The neighboring state decided to lob a few cannon shells at us. Our tactical air command responded, and a new treaty was signed in a matter of weeks, but not before my apartment was in ruins.
So they have aviation technology.
Yeah, and he notes, they're making great start, in part thanks to Voyager, because...
From the moment our ship arrived in the sky, they've been trying to make contact. Our presence has encouraged invention, religion, science, art, even children's toys.
Yeah, I think that kind of nicely mirrors what you said about how every scene we see on the planet is. Like, there's even from the start on, the presence of Voyager has encouraged scientific discord, or at least scientific exploration. It's
interpretation,
just the fact that Voyager appeared there has caused people to talk and think.
And he even mentions an aria based on the skyship written by his
roommate.
Very good roommate.
And he says, 3 years is a long time. One needs companionship, to which says...
You'll get no argument from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is one episode after Fairhaven.
Yeah.
So she is still like reeling from getting properly holobanged and ditching him and coming back. The Doctor has brought with him a wealth of seismological data, all sorts of stuff that he's seen and that he's memorized. And
meteorological data, yes.
Yeah. And...
I'll download the data from your program and we'll do a little cosmetic surgery, too.
Yeah.
Because he's got this...
just press Ctrl-Z and revert the change, man. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, and she bumps him on his little forehead spot because that's what the people on this planet have.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know that we get the name of this planet.
Ooh, no, I don't think so. I think there's a few personal given names I mentioned.
Kelemane, he was the original protector.
Right, yes.
And Gutana Retz is the astronaut coming up.
But, yes, he says...
There's something of a space race going on between the various states. Who can get to the starship first with a rocket?
And she asks...
Are we talking about a capsule with an astronaut? Or a missile with a warhead?
Well, that depends on which side we're talking about.
Well, I kind of like that specific thing doesn't come up. Like, there's not a good state and a bad state.
Right.
There's lots of perspectives. Everyone's changing. And, yeah, it could turn out one way or the other. Naomi comes to 7. Naomi Wildman, the youngest Starfleet officer. I think she's even called affectionately Ensign Wildman.
Okay.
Child labor seems to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're like in great times of great need, yeah.
And she has a report that she's working on.
Sound. The weird planet where time moved very fast, and so did the people who lived there.
Was she also time accelerated? Because she looks more than 6 years old. So even if she was born in season 1, which she wasn't...
She's only half human. We don't know how the other species... Her father was Katarian, I believe. That's where she got those lovely horns on her forehead came from. We don't know how they develop. 7 is a frequent companion, and she continues working. She's unbothered by this child, whom she addresses, and says that her title is...
Your title is verbose.
Yeah.
I suggest you try to condense it.
And she suggests...
The weird planet displaced in time.
And now they're trying some stuff. We're going to try and move away.
We're going to try to realign the thrusters based on the data that the Doctor brought back, and we're going to try to fly away. We are increasing our altitude has increased by 50 meters.
But
attempt to leave orbit is increasing with seismic activity.
Abort! Abort!
We must abort.
See, told you.
Yep. Wow, you're amazing at this game.
Minimal damage along the equatorial coastline. Several 10,000 people die in a tsunami, but nothing serious.
Yeah. And we see another... I mean, the visual parallels between the probes and the balloons are great. We see a rocket being launched, and it does have a sort of like a bulbous bottom. I don't know exactly what it's...
I think those are meant to be fuel tanks or something. It's like a very interesting concept. It looks very... Actually, it looks very much like, late 23rd century. Or was it 22nd? When Robbie P. Coltrane was launching his first warp-capable ship.
Okay, wait.
Cochrane, not Coltrane, sorry.
Cochrane. Okay. I finally figured it out. So you're talking about the Phoenix. Yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. The angle at which this thing rises, it is visually identical to the Phoenix being launched in First Contact. That's brilliant. It's got the lighting from the same side, different continents, of course. Oh, yeah, by the way, notice how much of the sort of land masses that we've seen on astrometrics happen to look like Southern California, which is also sort of riddled with seismic troubles.
I mean, mostly I noticed that all the shots of the cities tends to be a very grid-like structure like you tend to see in North America.
Yeah. Oh no, he did mention that there were radial patterns to the roads.
Sure,
earlier,
but you don't see that. You don't see a lot of those on the screens.
That's how older cultures build their cities, and when the car gets introduced, they sort of have to. And then newer ones like the United States start off with grids.
All right, so then we get a shot of the inside of the capsule, which is kind of like styled as, Gemini or style era capsules.
Yeah, a lot of space for people to sit around in. They're wearing bulbous space helmets. You've got 2 astronauts. One of them is
the pilot,
Gorana Retz, and the other one, I don't think we get her name. Oh, we don't get her name just yet. She seems to be the mission commander.
Yes.
And they're talking about the stages being depleted. But when they're waiting a month to proceed, they get...
What was that?
Yeah, something really weird. They get a little blip.
Something wrong with the transponder, but the commander goes like, it's simple.
Stage. We have to proceed with the mission.
And they manage to kick their way into orbit and approach Voyager.
So this suggests they've never had an unmanned probe up this high with telemetry.
Yeah.
Or
they would have noticed, yeah.
With two-way telemetry where it would have mattered.
Yeah, first time up there they send a human crew. Impressive.
Yeah. I mean, maybe all the technology failed for reasons that they can't understand, so I'm going to send some people up there.
Yeah.
Because if they'd send an automated probe, they'd have logs, they'd have internal clock.
Right, they'd have information, and if you send it into a into a ballistic trajectory, it would come back eventually.
Yeah,
and they'd probably notice that there's time dilation then.
Oh, don't you already notice that if you have a sensitive like cesium clock or whatever up on the ISS,
right?
Versus
you don't even need that. You can measure it on airplanes, although you need a much more sensitive clock for that.
Christ, amazing. And okay, now we're finally up here, and throughout we've stayed inside this capsule, and they want to do a scan, but oh no,
the scans won't penetrate their hull.
So then we'll have to go inside.
Yes, fortunately, these people have also invented the universal docking port, which allows them to connect their ship to Voyager.
Yeah. Okay, and now I've got where do I have? Yeah. Okay, so it's really, really cool because they make it onto Voyager and we go, how? How do they make it onto Voyager uncontested? They're climbing down the ladders.
I was kind of expecting them getting captured by a tractor beam and getting introduced like this. I wasn't expecting the everybody's still in slow time explorations scene.
Because they force the doors open and they see everyone standing around still like mimes and they don't understand what to do. It's a fantastic scene. And I've got to get this plasma vent out of the... What are they breathing? How are the... Right, because all the atoms here are in...
are moving very slowly, yeah.
Galactic universal frame of reference.
Yes.
So it must be soup that they're moving through. How can they move these doors?
Timey-wimey, spacey-wacy.
I know.
Yeah.
She even touches B'Elanna's hand and says...
Right.
Her skin feels warm.
Yeah.
But that kind of impact is also super accelerated. Like, why doesn't B'Elanna's hand crack?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't bump into someone. And yes, but the same goes for the doors. Those doors are suddenly being yanked open at far greater speeds than they're designed to be.
But it all works out. So there's some kind of quantum thing. So it's all fine. And it's marvelous.
Yeah, they're walking around. Everybody is kind of like standing there doing in the middle of the thing.
Yeah. In fact, that's what they talk about. Okay, maybe it's some kind of metabolic stasis. Maybe it's something they can do. But then
why does it look like they're just going about their business?
Yeah.
It's not right. And the male, Gorana Retz, says, okay, we have to leave. Again, 2 people, same curiosity, different attitudes. And a compromise is reached.
Another few minutes, then we'll go back.
Yes, we'll go check out the bridge. Is that the turbo lift door they're coming out of?
It's got stairs.
Is it? I can't quite see it. I don't know if that's which door it is. I mean, I can't imagine that they
operated a turbo lift.
No. We see...
Will not respond to voice command. 11.
11.
11.
Janeway's getting a coffee poured by Neelix.
Yeah. It looks like one of those freeze frame shots at the end of cop shows.
Right, yes.
Lampooned in the excellent series Police Squad, where that happens at the end and they all sort of
kind of fake freeze. Yes.
But the coffee continues to pour and it overflows over the cup and it scalds his hand. And you can see him trying to keep grinning while his hand is being boiled. And they figure out what's happening. Maybe the laws of physics are different here.
Maybe they're just a little slower.
But then, oh no, both fall over in agony.
Just as, and from our point of view, time resumes. And Neelix and the captain noticing these 2 people just showing up.
Yep.
And even
Captain,
a spaceship.
I'm picking up a ship at docking port 1. It just appeared there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it would appear to them. Also, Docking Port 1 is damaged and several doorways are on the way.
Yeah, you'd think, but it's fine. It's fine. The Doctor is able to save one of the astronauts, not the other. And he says,
After 3 years of poring over their medical journals, I know as much about their physiology as I do yours.
Although that's probably already almost a century ago, but this point. So
yeah, you got a pretty outdated education compared to the one that you were programmed with.
But he could, apply what he knows about medicine in general to that information and go like, no, humors. It's probably not a thing. I mean, like very, very few species actually have humors, which can be getting unbalanced,
Oh, what do you know? This one actually does. Oh, cool.
Fire,
All right, fire fruit paste it is. And he asks about, Tarina is the name of his commander.
Get their name, yes.
Who didn't survive the transition, and he goes...
To your time frame.
He's very quickly catching on.
Yes.
And the captain explains...
Voyager exists in the same space-time as the rest of the galaxy.
And your planet is different.
And I really like his comment.
So you really haven't been watching us for centuries?
Well, kinda, but it was for us it's been a few days.
We just got here.
Yeah.
And this is... I've talked previously about like one of the defining fantasies of Star Trek is that you get to guide someone who's curious into knowledge that will really open up the world to them. Teach them what things are like that we know. Data wanting to learn more about humanity, less advanced pre-warp cultures learning about space, and you can teach them like the hopeful lessons that you hope. If we ever encounter someone who's more advanced, they'll give us that kind of reassuring perspective as well. And this is...
I mean, they're trying contact, but it's a bit grim.
Yeah. This is like tea. They're having tea. This astronaut, very good. And the captain...
He takes it very well to hear the news that...
So if what you're saying is true, everyone I know, everyone I knew, is gone.
Yep, it looks like we had you out cold on the table in 12 for 12 hours in the sick bay. That's about 100 years by your clock.
And he admits that he was trepidatious and he's not suited for this that he's experiencing. She goes, well...
Agree. For someone whose life has just been turned upside down, I think you're doing fine.
And he talks about the skyship friends, which were suspended over his crypt as well.
He's kind of a little bit smug about the fact that he's like, he said, now I'm the only one that knows its name. It's like, at least that's how it felt to me. He's like...
Yeah.
Makes him feel unique. It's like, I'm the only one who knows what it actually is. I'm literally the first person of my culture to be here.
Which, that's the kind of thing that motivates astronauts to make it through the incredibly grueling and boring trainings. And you kind of have to keep that spark somewhere. Because if you lose it, like, people will notice.
Yes. Janeway reassures him, or maybe just informs him that she has no intention of keeping him here.
But...
Yeah.
However, the longer you stay on board, the more difficult it will be for you to go home.
Because his culture is changing, and by the time he gets back, it may be more alien than they are.
Yeah.
And he sings a little song.
Star of the night, star of the day, come to take my tears away. Make my life always bright.
And it's a child's prayer to Voyager. And he says, how often does your very first dream come true?
Of course I'll help you.
And what a wonderful thing to share.
They decide that, okay, I know he's talking with the doctor.
Yes. Who immediately bonds.
Mountain or lakeside?
Mountain, of course.
Why does he ask this question? I think he's testing the doctor.
Yes.
It's like he's trying to, because he's been told that the doctor has been on the planet, which he seemed very incredulous about. And I think he's testing like if this is actually true, what he's been saying.
Yeah, of course.
And this is a very easy way to. So apparently there's a bit of a
rivalry.
Yes, between the derby between the two teams of the city. Or at least of the protectorate.
The central protectorate.
That's the one, yes.
Yeah, and like look at the doctor's face while they're smiling at each other, and he asks how they're doing because he spent 6 years on Voyager, but he spent 3 years, 3 of his most recent years, on this planet,
Down
in this
there,
world, and he kind of misses them.
Not good. 5 wins, 12 losses.
I don't believe it. Who's guarding for them?
Torellius, descendants of the Torellius.
Yes.
And he saw the original defend the mountain from the playoffs against Red River.
That was before I was born.
He would have gone into voluntary exile after a 5-12 season.
I love how angry he gets about it.
I wonder if this is it actually sort of marks a change in Robert Picardo's performance. If he stays like this agitated, because you have an excuse to make some character choices.
Oh, very good point. Yes. He's kind of he always gets a little bit over involved.
His Irish up, yeah.
I mean, like he literally in the previous episode, when he's replaced the priest in Fairhaven.
Hell, hell.
He's like, you will be attending mass, won't you? It's like.
And into astrometrics he goes, where he explains, okay, your seismic readings are out of date. They were off by a particular variance. Sort of like, I think it's true that historical records of weather, temperatures are adjusted, have just like been changed, like 1.2 centigrade or thereabouts.
Something like that, yeah.
Because they were all made with instruments that, when you calibrate them with modern equipment, there's just a predictable variance.
Yeah.
We just built those instruments again, tested them against our better instruments, and now we apply that.
Or we use the ones that are still in the museum.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, thermometer from several hundred years ago should still do its thing,
I mean, it's encased in glass.
Exactly,
it should be sealed.
unless it breaks.
And he learns that his planet is unique from 7. And he has an interesting perspective.
If we're so out of step with everything else, we'll never be able to explore space the way you have.
Which 7 disagrees with.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you guys are quite clever and adaptable. You find a way to adjust for the temporal differentiation.
And I should know, I've eaten a lot of species.
Wow.
Yeah. There's always, when she gives a compliment like that about a species, you've got to remember she's bored.
Yeah. Wow.
She's looking at it, oh, yum, yum. I'd love to add your biological distinctiveness to my own.
But yes, so he's like, I actually expressed a little bit of concern that about the sky ship. Like, if you guys leave, then we might like stop progressing, because it's like it's been such a factor in our culture.
And 7 gets on board with,
perhaps they'll miss Voyager so much they'll do everything they can to follow us.
Which is a lovely sentiment, but it's interrupted by a flash on the screen.
Yeah.
Where
the world is experimenting with warp technology.
Whoopsie.
And another detonation 6 weeks later. And then
more controlled.
Shields are down 82%. What the hell is this?
We're being shot at. We get a shot of the Voyager being, like, every 3 days, apparently they're launching a missile.
A new antimatter torpedo.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, okay, so here at this point, they must already be getting an idea, because they can see the torpedo being launched, presumably.
Who's they?
The people on the planet.
Yep.
And then, I mean, they should have noticed it with the rocket as well. It's like suddenly the communications start drop away, and suddenly with the rocket, if they can follow it, which I assume they can, they can see that it suddenly slows down and essentially stops moving.
Is that what they see?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Do they?
I mean, yes. Why wouldn't they?
Well, they might not, the what's it called? The antimatter warhead might not have made the transition by the time they impact.
Yeah, but we already know that they lose communication before that point. Because we know we've seen it.
Because they don't know to correct for the. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how they can have lost communication. Maybe it's multiple stages.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to be. I mean, like it might be a logarithmic scale, so like that's a sudden cutoff point. Like
the fact that it happened to both of the astronauts at almost the same time, but that it happened in a location where they'd both been for a while, suggests to me that it's like the number of seconds, like it's time based.
Right.
The longer you're outside of this.
Yeah, that's right.
Field.
No, it makes sense because Apparently, yeah, they were still...
distance-based, then there would be no difference between like Deck 2 and Deck 6. So those rockets are much faster. They might not ever make the transition.
Yeah, you're right, because like the spaceship actually suddenly just appeared in the at the docking port from the perspective of Voyager.
And now there's antimatter warheads appearing every 3 seconds on their shields, which are going very, very rapidly. And Garanorets...
Captain, I apologize for this attack. They have no right.
Unfortunately, they've got every right.
Yeah. Because even without, like, establishing it, whatever the powers that be are trying to, like, they're associating the seismic destruction on their planet with Voyager, and probably rightly so, because Voyager just tried something. It just tried to move, and a terrible, Earth moving. What was it called again? The ground shaking.
I don't know if they at that point were technologically capable of detecting a 50-meter change in distance from Voyager, but
yeah, something in orbit.
It's a very small change. I mean, depending on what the technology level. No, that depends. They had radio technology, I guess.
Yeah. But at least like they might have noticed like changes to the firmament. I mean, let me see. The diameter of the sun, I believe it was calculated before Christ.
They did a fairly accurate distance to the sun. I believe. No, the circumference of the Earth is what you're talking about.
No, I'm like I learned this when I learned about where the zero came from.
Right,
and it was an Indian scientist called Brahmagupta who invented the concept of like using zero as a number to do mathematical operations on.
Right,
which was completely unique at the time, despite the fact that there had been numbers in writing for hundreds or thousands of years. And that within a year is what I learned in this history, enabled the like mathematical interpretation of observations that allowed an extremely accurate approximation of either the diameter of the sun or the distance to the sun, based on the movement of other planetary bodies.
I mean, I know they confirmed it with the transition of Venus behind the sun during a solar eclipse or something like that.
Across the sun, which had to be observed from multiple places on Earth. And
exactly.
Timed very accurately. God, I listened to Bill Bryson's book, A Brief History of Everything. Chief, what was Bill Bryson's book? Oh, yeah. We haven't been talking to the Chief much, have we?
No, we have not. Maybe because he's caught in a time loop.
Is that why he sounds so slow?
No, he sounds really fast to us. He's on the planet trying to persuade us to stop doing our thing.
Okay, well, now we've given him 2 different instructions for how to, like, modulate his voice in order to fit our little jokes.
Okay, Kaki. So close with that title. So the title of Bill Bryson's book is actually A Short History of Nearly Everything. Very close. I was able to get it based on what you gave me, so hey, I'll take it.
And Granorets asked to talk to them, but we've already tried hailing and, well, maybe...
They still don't know about the time differential.
Oh, no.
And so he has to go back, because Tom asks, hey, Captain?
Captain, isn't it time to return fire?
We've done enough damage to these people over the last 1,000 years.
You have to go back.
Yep. Transporters are offline.
Fortunately, the docking port is still intact, and also so is the ship.
And the doctor, it's such a cool shot. He's walking with the astronaut who's got his suit on, his helmet. Like you very often see astronauts walking down the gangplank with the medical team doing, fun for cinema, but absolutely useless. You even saw it in the pilot episode of Farscape when he's got a fucking football helmet under his arm.
And he's talking to his dad, yes.
And he thanks him.
Thank you for everything, Doctor.
It was a pleasure to treat a fellow citizen.
And he asks as a favor...
Find out what happened to a boy named Jason Tabriz.
I mean, that's not going to do him any good. He's not going to get the information back up there.
He might do.
Okay, yeah.
Because he can tell the people back down there about the time differential, and then they'll be able to communicate.
Right, I suppose so, yeah.
And he observes...
Jason, an unusual name.
Yes.
Greek for healer, Jason. Who was the doctor's son.
But you're a hologram.
It's a long story.
I love that slightly embarrassed look of the doctor there.
Yeah. It's not a long story at all. That's just, like, people have been doing this for...
And in only 3 years, man. That's like he had to invent some sort of, like, technology to holo-impregnate?
No! People have been having families in committed relationships, like, regardless of biological status for ages and ages. Like, I was looking for parallels between cultures that had gender transition as part of their feature. And like,
no, I have to disagree.
What?
Because, but you're a hologram, it's a long story. No, it's not. If it was just an adoptive son, it's not a long story.
None of the versions are a long story. I mean, maybe she already had
if he is a hologram and it is actually his son, it is a long story.
If she had, an out-of-wedlock pregnancy or a special friend that he didn't mention, right? Then there could also be, because that's how we did it. This was something I learned. I was looking for parallels between cultures that had gender transition as part of their thing, where people could choose their presentation. A feature in some Viking cultures and some North American Indian cultures, where it was totally possible, but you did sort of have to commit to a gender role.
Right.
And depending on the options that were available, that would mean, you could become a man. If you were born with breasts and a vagina, you could become a man. And now you're a man now. You do have to marry, take a wife, and have a kid.
Mm.
You have to have a family. And figure it out. Talk to the shaman. Talk to the priest or the elder or the medicine woman. They know about these things. There are other families, even just the straight families. They go to those people, and things are worked out because everyone should have a family.
Yeah, fair enough. So we see another shot of the ship now having shed some of its pieces as it's plummeting.
Oh, that's right. It's just the capsule returning.
Yeah, it's plummeting back to the planet, where he tries to contact home and
clear this channel, or I'm going to report you to the command center.
Yeah, he keeps asking about tactical command, which, by the way, the Doctor also references.
Right, yeah.
Earlier on, tactical command, but
launch control became the tactical command center 50 years ago. You're dead.
Oh wait, it's the other way around. So they must have been fused.
So, but he tells him who he is, and I need to talk to them now. Get off the channel, no.
Yeah,
I love what he says.
If you've ever wanted to report more than the weather, now is your chance.
Yeah.
Because he has to talk this person down, and they're completely unprepared to believe. Because Gotana Retz, by this time, is a figure of history.
Yeah, he's been dead for 50 years, apparently.
It's
from what we can learn. No, that doesn't make sense. Hey,
do we know
weird.
The names of anyone who's died in a space mission?
Ooh,
the Challenger.
Not
crew,
off the top of my
course.
head, but yeah, and the Columbia crew, and then all the ones before that. Luke Grissom was that one of the guys who died on Apollo 1? Was that Grissom? No, Grissom was actually one of the landings.
No, but Apollo 1, they died on the ground, didn't
right?
they?
Yeah. Nobody's died in space as such, I believe, unless you believe the stories about the missing the secret Russians. But
yeah. Laika. Imagine Laika barking on the woof,
right.
woof, I've come back. I was promised a piece of gherkin. I was promised that if I get in there, I have a nice piece of gherkin afterward, and I have not received it yet.
The attacks on Voyager are getting more insistent and more advanced.
A tri-cobalt device.
Yeah. Something that's unique to Voyager. Like, Voyager fired 2 of them on the caretaker array. Never mentioned before, or I think since, outside of Voyager. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Chief, since you're out there, what about tri-cobalt devices?
So tri-cobalt devices are interesting because they've appeared a few times. So they appeared in the Enterprise episode Minefield, the TOS mirror episode of the Tholian Web, as well as in A Mirror Darkly for Enterprise. They were in Caretaker, as well as the Voyager Conspiracy, and they were in DS9 Blaze of Glory. But this episode does appear to be the latest in the Voyager timeline to actually feature tri-cobalt devices. So technically, in the canon, in the continuity, this is the last instance of tri-cobalt devices being used, because even in Prodigy, despite Voyager having tri-cobalt devices, they did not have it there for one episode.
That will have been interesting.
Oh, yes. So, but there's like the attack stop just as the shields fail.
Yeah.
And there's another launch.
It's been a year and a half since Cortana Retz went down. He must have failed, but...
Picking up another launch, 2 massive energy signatures.
Could there be tricobalt devices? Could be anything? No. They're 2 rockets who sort of zap forward and phase.
Kind of similar in design to the other ship.
Yeah, it's got the same sort of like bullet.
But they're much bigger because they're like almost as long as Voyager is, and they have tractor beam technology.
They take Voyager in between them, and they're with some sort of tractor beam.
If I alternate thrusters, I might be able to break us free.
No. Let's give our friends the benefit of the doubt.
And they're pulling us away from the planet.
They're coming to take us away. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho.
And Cortana Retz beams aboard the bridge.
It's good to see you all again.
And gets to talk to his sky friends.
Yes.
He's the one who actually has sky friends.
Very good point, yeah. He has a little temporal compensator, which only gives him a few minutes to talk, but they get to say hi and bye.
Yeah. And...
I feel like I'm saying goodbye to an old friend.
Because their technology, while incredibly advanced, is still limited, and his people can't join the rest of the time stream yet.
Because they are, Well, at least, I mean, they'll be good catching up. So, like, give it a little bit, and 1,000 years, 1 or 2,000 years of technological advancement on the planet is only a few.
But
a week or two.
The suggestion is here: Voyager is now moving weeks into the future while they're talking, or months, because it's
it's moving even further away from the. We don't know if there was a time slip between where Voyager is and in a geosynchronous orbit,
and he's got to snap back. So his device is actually time travel.
Right, I guess so, yes.
Sort of.
Ish.
Yeah.
We don't know, yeah.
So he could look at the view screen, see the future of his planet, and then snap back and bring that knowledge back with him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's only staying for a few minutes, so it's only days.
And now we're back in the valley.
Yep.
It's evening. The buildings are spacey, wasty, and advanced.
What used to be the observatory has now been turned into some sort of geodesic dome.
Yeah, it looks like the Senate building on Coruscant.
A little bit, yes. And further down in the valley, we can see that there are now like more tower buildings, and they're
it's a sea of lights. It's Seoul, Vegas, and Dubai rolled into one. And is that little stone table still there?
It is.
Yeah,
you can see it in the face-on shot of him. It's still there. It's like my comment was like, "Oh, that's done very well after 6,000 years with earthquakes and erosions."
Yeah,
because it's still the same piece of rock.
Eventually, some of them make it.
I guess. Yeah.
Right. One of the, I think it was the Dark Forest, or the third book. I think it was in the Three Body Problem series.
Oh, right. Yes. Dark Forest is the second, I think.
Yeah, and they have to deal with what's a safe medium to capture a message and save it over hundreds of thousands or even millions of years, right? Which mediums don't degrade? Like, do you want it digital? Do you want it? And eventually they realized, engraving in a rock wall is probably the one that has statistically the highest chance of making it far into the future.
Yeah, Society of the Long Now spends a lot of time thinking about that kind of thing.
Peter Gabriel was a founding member, I believe.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Bunch of hippies.
And yes, we see him seeing Voyager's departure.
As an old man.
Yeah.
With excellent old man makeup and alien old man makeup. Great interactions with the makeup there. Because, he's... I wonder if they have the knowledge to understand how long it would take Voyager to leave. Or if he's just been coming up there every day and... every few weeks and seeing
Janeway told him about 2 hours, so he can do the math, so he knows roughly when he has to start.
That's right.
Start looking, and I don't know, like the disappear. Would it disappear? No, it wouldn't disappear super fast. You'd still be able to see it like fade away, much less. I'd say it would be slower.
It's a warp flash. Warp flashes are already time dilated.
True.
So who knows how that interacts?
We don't really know about that.
But we see the ground shaker and the light bringer fading in the sky.
Which should mean that there's now no more ground shaking. Like after 8,000 years of earthquakes, they are free.
And I'm just thinking about Sandy choking up at this, and I'm doing so too as well. Thank you so much, Sandy, for recommending this and for being so heartfelt and gentle, because Sandy is a coyote, and They're a spicy bunch.
Sun dogs.
So thank you very much for that recommendation. Kay, this was a fantastic episode. Yes. This was just jaw-droppingly phenomenal.
I can definitely see why this is the highest ranked episode in Voyager.
Right? A lot of it takes place off of Voyager, but it's also a great introduction to all of the characters.
Not a lot. All the scenes on planet are fairly short.
I mean, outside of the sort of Voyager crew.
Oh, right.
About half the episode, you're following characters who are not our heroes.
All right. Sure. I'll buy that for $1.
So
fucking cool.
What did you think was really, really cool about this episode, Kay?
Oh, I like the space, the spaceship that
the capsule, the orbital one. Yeah. Actually, that was mine too. It looks so cool. It looks like it's based on different scientific and cultural principles.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit of a mess. Yeah, it looks a bit like what Soviet capsules drawings kind of look like.
Interesting.
It's got that open structure where they're doing hot staging rather than cold staging, as the Americans did.
The listeners at home. Kay knows about these things. He's an avid watcher of space launches and played some Kerbal Space Program, which is basically the same as a university degree in orbital mechanics.
It gets you along a great part of the way. It certainly helps with the understanding thereof. It's like the very counterintuitiveness of it all. Okay, we are in Concord on what was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Which means we have to talk about the
this is the one that we've actually wanted to...
Captain's log, supplemental.
I mean, we both had a little moment at the same time where we were sitting there going
yeah, I'm going to write this down.
What's yours going to be?
No, I want yours first because I've changed mine. Because
okay.
I think we were both going for the Sky Friends.
Right, yes.
So I'm really curious about yours.
Mine is a episode of, or at least the intro of the Sky Friends TV show, which they have. And
wait, let me guess. I have a few guesses. Can we play this
go
game?
On then.
Okay, my first guess was going to be Teletubby Land.
No.
And my second guess is Wonder Chosen.
Closer, but not. No, my mind went to C-Lab 2021.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, can I offer to modify it?
Yeah.
What's it called? Ulysses 2021.
Oh God.
Ulysses.
I know. And that was a French French production. Yeah, I'm aware of its existence.
Animation.
Never watched it.
Ulysse 31. I guess it would be in French. I don't know the Japanese, but
I'm aware of it. I never watched any of it. So. All right. So, what's yours?
Yeah, there's been 3 years that the Doctor has been slutting around on
yes
on here, and he mentioned he's had some close calls, and he's been wearing his mobile emitter on his shoulder this whole time. So
he started a fashion trend.
Been doing? Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, yes. Yes, everybody's got. Gotana Retz should have had on his civvies just some kind of mobile emitter, like a brooch that you wear on your arm or something.
Right? Yeah, just a peculiar kind of
just a little fashion trend,
cultural trend. Yes, I like it.
And a huge polycule, by the way.
And a polycule in a pear tree.
Hey, because they upgraded him so he can make physical changes
on
the fly, and when they discover this about him,
hello.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh, dear.
What's in store tonight? The devil rides tonight. Woohoo!
Pardon? Oh, wait. Never mind. I think I got there in the end. Yes. So, thank you, Sandy, for recommending this to us.
Yes. And if you would like to recommend an episode to us, you can do so at
www, I don't have to do that part, joyoftrek.com/links.
Yes! Well, you'll find the links to a handy-dandy form where you can submit your own recommendations. And just like Sandy, we like hearing from people who have a particular fondness for a particular episode. And it can be one that's lesser loved. It can be one that's truly, truly admired, such as this one.
Such as this one, yes.
But the impact that it had on you and how you see yourself in it and if it's changed something about you, those are things that really matter to us. So thank you so much for sharing this. Oh, and you'll also find the links to our Patreon. We do appreciate your help keeping the lights on. I've got some good in-ear monitors now, thanks to our Patreon subscribers, which I'm very, very happy with.
Yeah, we have one more segment and then only one more thing to do. So we have...
Next time on an all-new episode of Star Trek,
where we get to follow the crumbs of the trail that the chief has laid out for us, leading us to the next episode.
Yes, let's see which bits of dialogue the Chief has picked from the next episode we're talking about. And listen along at home, play along at home, especially if you've sent in a recommendation already. You might recognize some of these. Starting with...
Spot, you're disrupting my ability to work.
Okay.
Okay, that's that one episode.
Oh no! Spot appears in multiple episodes.
I know, but the scene, like you're disrupting my ability to work is only in one episode. But I don't.
Do you know what else happens in it?
No, it's just I remember it's Data sitting at his
desk.
And Spot is walking. I think it's the one where might be the one where like he asks Worf to take care of Spot.
Oh,
or
is
something?
It?
I don't know, but yeah. So it's clearly yes. I know. I can see the GIF
I know,
in my mind's
too.
eye.
Well, you as a cat owner have probably related to that very often when you lift your own pod kitty off the laptop.
Who fortunately has learned that podcasting time is not playtime, and
is nap time.
Well, yes, because if she doesn't behave, then she gets ousted into the hallway.
Yeah, and we will have a nice little play with her afterward to reward her for very good podcasting behavior.
I'm not much of an actor.
Okay, and he's doing a voice. Is the Chief?
Was that? Yeah, that sounded like Worfish.
He wouldn't hedge like that. He wouldn't say not much. He would be absolute.
Fair point. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not.
I must admit, Data, I never get used to seeing you like this.
Okay, Geordi, when Data's got his head off or something.
I don't know.
Ooh.
What are his rights in the Century? Is there a trial?
Oh.
Or shall I execute him?
Huh.
In this century?
In a century or in this century?
Let's listen again.
What are his rights in the Century?
This, I think. Oh, this is curious. I'm not really placing it. And the Chief is doing a very good job keeping it vague. So,
the replicators on decks 4 through 9 are producing nothing but cat food.
Okay, so there's something funny going on. Something related to the cat?
I guess.
I can't place this at all. Last one.
The town of Deadwood may face danger once again.
Oh!
If they do, they will need a sheriff.
Oh!
Yes. Okay,
deputy.
for Fistful of Datas then.
Yes! Fistful of Datas! Oh my god! Another Alexander and Worf outing?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I am so excited about this. Let's verify.
Well, it's time to saddle up because the episode is TNG 608, A Fistful of Datas.
We're going to have
I knew the scene, but I couldn't place which episode it was from. So
well done, Kay. Yeah, we're going to have a rootin' tootin' time.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Oh, can't wait.
Which leaves us with only one more thing to do.
I'm leaving Starfleet.
Energize!
We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode with your friends Kay and Kaki, production and editing by your chief engineer Greg, and music by Fox Amore. Join us next week for Not Really an Only Child, a fan fiction reading followed by a Fistful of Data's TNG 608. Visit joyoftrek.com/links to send us your recommendations, support us on Patreon, or to find us on Blue Sky. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening to The Joy of Trek, and we'll see you out there.